Oh! Mr. Schmidt, thank you for waking me up. I
You're
took
welcome.
a quick nap.
Well, I'm sorry.
My goodness, what are we doing?
We're doing math.
Oh, Mr. Schmidt, it's math time. I'm so happy. Thank you for getting me up.
You're welcome.
Oh, and we're painting too.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We have a math task. We're going to be painting a wall. And then, of course, we have our 4 square multiple representation. And then we have subtracting mixed numbers. Oh, my goodness, guys. We should be done with this like lickety-squid. We're going to be done. And yes, I said squid. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing.
Did you already read the list of things we're doing?
I did, Mr. Schmidt.
Even
I think you were still napping.
Well, I was listening to your talk about sleeping and also looking
Yeah.
at Maggie. So you read all these?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so here's our task. Painting a wall. Task. Nicholas is helping to paint a wall at a park near his house as part of a community service project. He had painted half of the wall yellow when the park director walked by and said, "This wall is supposed to be painted red."
Shootin', holy moly.
Nicholas immediately started painting over the yellow portion of the wall. By the end of the day, he had repainted 5/6 of the yellow portion red. What fraction of the entire wall is painted red at the end of the day?
Okay, folks, I'm going to give you guys a little tip here. So when you grow up and your wife or your husband or whoever says, "I don't want my wall to be yellow, I wanted my wall to be red," tell them, you better go to the store and buy some primer then, because you can't paint dark over light colors. And you're like, what? What does that mean, Mrs. Schmidt? It's the absolute truth. You try painting a dark color over a light color, it will bleed through. You'll put so much paint on there.
And won't the same thing happen if you use light over dark?
Not so much. It's
Really?
weird. It's
That's
weird.
strange.
It's really weird.
I'd still use primer.
Oh, definitely. But I did that with...
and also during the same day, no, I wouldn't paint it the same day either.
No,
That's
had
what
to
would
dry.
happen.
It had to dry.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, it's his wall, and we're going to take a look at it. Could we move it up just a teeny bit
Sure.
for me, Mr. Schmidt? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm going to draw my wall. Woo. Oh, my gosh.
Mrs. Schmidt?
Yeah. We need to... do something here.
Well, I was like, we need to underline some important details,
Yes,
right?
we do. I was going to do this first, and then I
Okay.
was going to go back to it.
Well, I remember yesterday we almost forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally on it, Mr. Schmidt, but this really looks crazy. So I need to get my stuff organized.
Hey, and you can make shapes with this thing. It'll make the shapes for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my kids know
You like
me
your
better
rough
than
drawings,
that.
okay.
My kids know me better than that. Miss Schmidt never does anything the easy way. She likes to inflict harm on us with her ugly drawings. Yeah, I know. It's a dog. It's not a cow.
I better scoot down a little bit more because
Okay.
that's very low. So
Oh my gosh, Mr.
let
Schmidt.
me see if I can use this. Nope.
Okay, so let me take care of this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
goodness.
Oh my goodness, Mr.
Well, you
Schmidt.
keep trying to draw while I'm doing it. Okay.
Okay, guys.
We're just back where we started.
Mhm.
Resume.
All right, so now that Mr. Oh my goodness, Mr. Schmidt, what happened now?
Wait.
Oh,
Control
sweet.
Z. And there it
Oh,
is.
sweet. Thank you,
But you better
Mr.
choose
Schmidt.
a pin now, otherwise it's still going to
Oh.
erase.
Oh, this is a disaster in the happenings. Okay. Oh, my goodness, Mr. Schmidt. Okay, so now let's go back up. So I drew my ugly two-piece square or rectangle or something. Okay, so Nicholas is helping to paint a wall near his park house and community service. He had painted half of the wall yellow, so we're going to call this half of the wall...
Hey,
Yeah.
we can paint it in. Let's use the highlighter.
Oh, sweet.
With yellow.
Nice idea, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah.
Okay,
You like using your colors.
Yeah, I do. I love my colors. Oh, my goodness. So,
What's wrong?
okay. Okay, so now we got it. Okay. Okay.
And what I do when I'm doing this is I let go sometimes so it'll keep that stroke.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Otherwise, if you keep going and you mess up, you'll have to erase the whole thing.
Okay. So, cool. So, now we have our
Yeah.
half that is yellow. Okay. And so now what I want to do is go back and finish up what I'm doing. Okay, so half of the wall was yellow. When the park director walked by, he said, "That wall's supposed to be red." Okay, Nicholas, the poor guy, he's just doing this for free, helping out, and he's being mistreated.
Hey, and guys, I want to point out, this park director, it never says whether it's a man or a woman. So it could have been a lady.
Yeah, it could have, but that tone of voice, I think it's a man. Okay, so Nicholas immediately started painting over the yellow portion of the wall. By the end of the day, he had repainted 5/6 of the yellow portion red. Okay, so what fraction of the entire wall is painted red at the end of the day? All right, so first of all, what we need to do is we need to look here and say that this is half of the wall, okay? And so what they're saying is at the end of the day, he had painted 5/6 of this. So what we're doing really, I'm going to draw it out and then we'll work it out, is we're saying that this portion right here was broken into 6. So we can say 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so at the end of the day, 5 of the 6 portions ended up
Miss
being,
Schmidt?
yes.
Never mind.
Okay, so this,
I was just thinking we could have used the red highlighter.
yeah, we could have. I'm sorry. So we ended up 5/6 of the yellow portion ended up red or squiggly ugly. Okay, so what we're saying is what we have, our problem is 5/6 of. I keep saying of. Now, what does of mean? Of means multiply. Of 5/6 of 1/2. Okay, so we have jumped into multiplication.
Yes.
So what is 5/6 of 1/2? Because we're not talking about the whole wall, guys. We're only talking about the portion that was yellow. So 5/6 of the yellow is now done.
5/6 of the 1/2 yellow wall, right? The yellow wall was 1/2 of the entire wall.
Yes, yes.
And we need to know if they painted 5/6 of that part red, how much would it be altogether?
Absolutely. So now if I take a look at this, Mr. Schmidt, I'm going to ask myself, I've taught my kiddos, and I know you did yours, so can we cross cancel? No, we cannot. There's nothing and nothing. So what is 5 times 1? It is 5. What is 6 times 2? It is 12. So we cross cancel. We look to see, is there anything that I can simplify the 5 and 2 with? No. Anything with the 1 and 6? No.
And you
so
know what,
we
guys?
multiply straight across.
I don't even do it necessarily that way because if 5/6 was, for example, 4/6, you could still reduce that. I know the 2 over there would also work, but if that was 1/3 over there, and then you had 4/6 over there, you could still, you don't have to actually cross cancel. You can just cancel something from the numerator and something from the denominator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you, I always tell my class, when you guys get to junior high, you'll be doing that all the time in science equations. So, yeah.
So we ended up with 5/6 of the wall. I'm sorry, 5/12 of the entire wall. And that only makes sense because if I broke this into 6, what would I break this into, Mr. Schmidt?
6 more pieces.
6 more pieces. So, and if you think about it, still, how much of my wall is red? Only 5 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I was able to check my work.
And Mrs. Schmidt, could we
Yes.
just do one thing?
Yes, we may.
Could we add a little equal sign there for 5/6 times 1/2 equals 5/12?
Yes.
I just want them to see the
Absolutely.
equation.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry,
No,
Mr. Schmidt.
I don't even know if they asked us to do an equation.
No,
but
you were absolutely correct. So I would like to write this out in a sentence form. So I'm going to say,
you want to scroll down now?
I think I got it right here, Mr. Schmidt.
Okay.
So 5/12 of the entire yellow.
No. Of the entire wall.
Oh, you're absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Schmidt.
It's
You
okay.
are absolutely right. I did write that,
I'm just
and then
reading right there.
You're absolutely right. I knew that, and
Yeah.
I was second guessing myself because I was thinking I'm getting behind of the entire wall. Ooh, juicies moosies. Getting off task seriously of the entire. Ooh, and the entire wall is red. Okay. So, yes, it is 5/12 because we have 12 sections, don't we? And only 5 of them. Thank you, Mr. Schmidt, for
Sure.
getting me back on track.
And you ready to go down?
I am.
Well, let's go.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we're
our
already to this
next
part.
section.
It's a big problem right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hard, but the writing is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot of writing, but I looked at it, and it's not that bad, Mr. Schmidt.
Okay.
Okay, so in 1 hour, Ed used 2/5 of the time to complete his homework and 1/4 of the time to check his email. How much time did he spend completing homework and checking email? So if we could scroll back up just a little, Mr. Schmidt,
Sure.
to the solve. So I'm going to say, like I always like to, homework, I'm going to put an HW there. And I'm going to say that was 2/5 of the time. Okay. And then email. So I'm just going to put an EM there for email. I'm going to say he used 1/4 of his time. Okay. Now, I know that it says of 1 hour. But the first thing I need to do, I'm thinking, Mr. Schmidt, is find out how much this is as a total. Are you in agreement?
You could do it that way, or you could compute 2/5 of an hour and then 1/4 of an hour, and then add those together. You could do it either way. And that's why I like math. It's fun. You can do it different ways.
Yeah, you can do it however you want. Well, I thought that what I would do is I would add these together and then subtract it or multiply it by an hour.
Yeah.
What portion of this is of an hour? Okay, so we can talk about that. So first thing I want to do is find my multiples of 4 and 5. Now we all know what it is because we all know what 4 times 5 is, and that's really what you're going to do. But for those guys that are thinking, well, I would really like to see a different way, I'm going to say my multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20, hoping I don't need any more. And then I have 5, 10, 15, and 20. Okay? And I would like to say to everybody, I'm not the greatest at handwriting, but it's not this bad. But I'm writing on a slate, and sometimes it gets a little messy. Okay? Because I'm writing on a black board and trying to work my hand and my eyes in 2 different directions. Okay, so I have 20.
Was it easier at your desk?
No.
Okay.
No, doesn't matter.
We switched desks today.
Yeah, we moved to Mr. Schmidt's office space. So 4 times what gave me 20? It was going to be 5. And so what I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator, and it is times 5, so it's still 5. 5 times what was 20? It is 4, and you can check down here to make for sure. It is 4. And then 2 times 4 is going to be 8. Now, I just want to add these together. So 8 and 5 is going to be 13. Is that correct, Mr. Schmidt?
So far, so good.
So my answer so far is 13/20. Okay? So that is what it is added together. But that is not the entire problem because it says how much time did he spend completing his homework and checking his email. Up here it says in 1 hour. Okay, so he spent 13/20 of an hour on that. You're like, Mrs. Schmidt, how am I going to figure that out? Well, 13/20 of an hour, guys. Now, I cannot multiply that times an hour, but I can convert it to minutes. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. That's right, guys. I'm going to get a different color because I feel like it's all kind of bleeding together into one big hodgepodge. Okay, so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say 13/20 of, which is multiply, an hour. Now, an hour, I'm going to say times 1 hour. Okay, so I want to make that clear because this is what we are multiplying, 13/20 of 1 hour. But I can't multiply 1 hour. So what I can do is I can convert that to minutes. So I'm going to do it again down here. So 13/20 times 1 hour. How many minutes are in an hour, Mr. Schmidt?
60.
60, thank you. And so it's 60 minutes, and I'm going to put that over 1, okay? So, now, Mr. Schmidt, can I cross-cancel here?
You actually can.
Wow, what can I cross-cancel? Because I'm looking in these directions.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm looking at 60 and 20. Those are both multiples of 10, correct?
They are.
So I think I can divide both of them by 10.
And they're actually both multiples of 20.
They are, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, well, 20 goes into 20 one time, and 20 goes into 60 3 times. Let's do our counting. 20, 40, 60, 3 times. Awesome. So I'm going to come over here, because now I can multiply across. What is 13 times 3? Guys, I'm going to tell you. You can multiply it out, but I'm going to tell you straight out. It's 39. And then what is 1 times 1? I swear it's 1. Okay? So it is actually, how much time did Ed spend doing his homework and checking his email? Mr. Schmidt, how much time?
He spent 39 minutes.
He did, Mr. Schmidt.
On the 2 tasks put together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was pretty easy. And like I said, always circle your final answer.
Can I draw the picture?
You may.
Okay, let's switch chairs.
Awesome. We are switching chairs. Mr. Schmidt is moving into the cockpit.
Yeah.
He is taking over.
Well, I want to be able to do
Woo-hoo-hoo.
something.
Okay.
Okay, so draw a picture, because when in my head, guys, a lot of times I can do these in my head. So I was picturing, okay, we're talking about fifths here, right? So I need to have fifths in this drawing here. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? 4 lines, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks. And so I'm like, okay, if I know that this is 60 minutes, then I know that in each of these boxes there should be 12, because 5 times 12 is 60. 12 more and 12 more, and if I add those all up, I'll have 60. Now we know the 60 is there because 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And I know from the problem, let's switch to a highlighter. Highlighter, you good? Let's see if it is. Yeah, okay. I know that the problem says that he does homework for 2/5 of an hour. So I have 2/5 right there. Okay, let's do another drawing. Okay, because here it says draw a picture, right? So I'm just drawing a picture. Okay, out of a whole hour, which is also still 60 minutes. Oops. Okay, messy minute. Okay, 60 minutes, and this time it's about, where's my other fraction? 1/4.
1/4.
Okay, so I need fourths. Guys, 60 minutes divided into 4 parts. I just know that from a clock. These are all 15-minute chunks. 15-minute chunks. So I have a third one and a fourth one. Okay, and then I say, okay, well, how many chunks did he use there? 1. He used 1 of them. So I need 1/4 shaded in. And now, look, I just have the highlighted numbers that I need to add up. Let's see if we get the same answer. Okay, back to a pen. Let's go. I'll switch to green. Okay, so now I have a 12. I have another 12. And I have a 15. And I know these are all minutes. And I know that because I wrote it here. 12 minutes. 12 minutes. And then 15 minutes. And then I just add up my ones. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 more is 9. And then my 3 tens adds up to 30, so it's 39 minutes. And what's awesome is, that's a really good way to check. You know, make sure that all your calculations here match what we got. And where's my answer there? Right there. And over here I would circle my answer again. And they match.
Awesome
Switch
job,
chairs.
Mr. Schmidt.
Switch chairs.
Oh my goodness, I'm back. I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Holy macaroni and cheese. Well, Mr. Schmidt, he is so smart. And he made it look so easy, didn't he? I love his modeling. Super cute and easy. I knew the answer before. It was awesome. It was so easy the way he did it. You guys feel free to do it. You know what I say. Any way that it makes it work for you, that's the way you should do it. Okay? So.
Well, and I just did it that way because it said draw a picture. So
of course.
I was picturing in my head how
that
to
was
do that.
beautiful. That was beautiful. Okay, so now the last little piece down here says to show it on the number line. And so I'm going to start it for you. And I'm going to try and draw a fairly reasonable number line. Oh, guys, I'm so proud of myself. It's super crooked, but it's better than it has been.
We only had to stop the video 10 times for her to draw that line.
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Pretty close. All right, it's fair. Okay, so 20 over 20. Was it 20s?
Let's go back up.
Did I have 20? Yeah, 20 was my common denominator. That's true. Okay, so.
I can't even go
yeah.
back. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
So 20ths. Yeah.
8 20s and 5 20s. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to say 5 20s. I'm going to come right about here.
I
and
think
I'm
we
going
should
to
repair
say,
that 20, don't you?
Oh, I'm
I think
so
we should
sorry.
repair that thing.
Yeah. And then 10 20s.
Or 20ths.
Yeah. And then I have a 15 20ths right here. Yeah. Okay. So we started with
Let's go back.
8 20ths.
8 20ths.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 20ths.
And then we added 5 more. So what I need to do is I need to start right here. And so I'm going to change my colors so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And so this time I'm going to go with this purple. And so I'm going to say 6 20s, 7 20ths, 8 20ths, 9 20ths.
And this drawing is not to scale, people.
No, not even close. My kids know better than that.
Our 5 20ths is a bit too far to the left, but that's fine.
Yeah,
we had to draw these fractions in there.
Okay, and so I'm going to come over here and do a little bit more, and I'm going to say 11 20ths, 12 20ths, 13 20ths. You can see I'm running out of space over here. 14 20ths. All right, guys, I'm no pro. Okay, so I'm going to start with my number right here. I had 8 20ths, and I know when I go back and I look at my stuff, I went from 8 20ths and I added 5 20ths. So I went 1, 2, yeah, it is a big jump, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I did end up with 13 20ths. Okay, so that is how I'm going to add to find that common denominator right there. And so I think that's a good way of using that number line. Is there anything else we could do with that, Mr.
Well, the
Schmidt?
only thing I'm thinking is, okay, they wrote a story here.
Yeah.
Now I guess they want you guys to write a different story.
Yeah, maybe something else.
Yeah.
What crazy method you did to do this number line? I don't know, folks.
Mrs. Schmidt ate 2/5 of a banana split.
Oh, she did not.
And then Mr. Schmidt ate 1/4 of a banana split.
Oh, you know better than that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I think we can move on, Mr. Schmidt.
All right.
I think that they can handle this. All
Okay.
right, so I think that this one is an easy cheesy, can't believe how easy. So we have 6 3/4 minus 2 1/4, and they're just modeling how to do this. And if you notice this little cute thing over here, folks, what is that? Fiffy? I think it's simplified.
Is this the way they gave us the paper?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's
yeah,
printed
it's
that
kind
way.
of funny. Yeah, they took some stuff out of
What
there.
in the world, people?
What happened
I imagine
here?
they must have covered something here, too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
okay.
they did something. Yeah, they covered up business. Yeah, because look at this. Subtract the... Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I
they
think
did
that.
it here too because you can see this line got cut apart.
Yeah, I wonder what that was about. That's
I
something
don't know.
crazy. Somebody did something funny here.
Mhm.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so what they're doing here is they've taken it here 6 3/4. They put it in vertical like we do, so that way it makes it easy to work. And we always try to do the fraction first. In this case here, we do not need to do any regrouping. So it's simply 3 minus 1, which is 2, and we have 2/4. And I know they moved over there, but I want to do it all together. 6 minus 2 is 4. So it's 4 and 2/4. Now, that's what they showed you over here. And I know where they're going with this, but we're going to do it right here. This here is a problem. 2/4. We all know that we can simplify that. So we can model that. If we show that pie again of 4 pieces and we shade in 2 of them, everybody knows we have half of the pie. So we are going to divide this thing super cheesy easy by 2. And so 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 4 2 times. And so our answer is going to be 4 and 1/2. Okay? So that is how we do that.
Okay.
Now, I think that, I don't know, Mr. Schmidt. I'm really kind of feeling like this stuff is pretty easy. Do you see one you want to do?
Let's check denominators. Same common denominators. Common.
Not all of them are, though.
These are different.
Yeah.
So you guys would have to make common denominators for that.
Yeah, but
And
look at
here,
these ones. They are
they're
so
easy.
Yeah.
And
so
guys,
super.
if they're not easy, message us.
Okay.
Seriously. So far, no one's messaged us about that.
I know.
And
well, let's look at our stuff. Let's make for sure that we are looking at, yeah.
let's do that really big one in case anyone's
This
intimidated
one right
by
here?
it. Yeah,
Okay, so number 9.
I mean, this one's easier because it has common denominators
Yeah,
already.
so let's do 9.
Yeah.
So could you move up, because I have, go back up into this big space right here, because I have it right here. And guys, I am doing number 9. Okay, so make sure you're focused on that. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to put it into vertical so I can look at it. So I have 70 and I have 9/10.
Let's do them a favor too.
Yeah.
Let's scratch out that 4.5 right there next to it.
Okay.
Over here.
Oh, absolutely.
Just so it doesn't
I was going
interfere with what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I was going to definitely do that.
Okay.
I'm going to cover it up. That's a big it's a girl with, you know.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at her little white
eyes.
eyes.
We're gonna make her pretty too, you know. Just because I'm gonna give her some blue eyes. So I'm gonna give her some. Oh my goodness. Do we have, yeah. It's gonna ooh, she's pretty. Okay. Alright, so anyway. Alright guys, so what? I was having fun. It's not every day I get to play with colors. Okay, now 79/10 minus 45 and 4/5. Okay. Now, okay, so we can see that we definitely need a common denominator. Guys, I'm not doing all the multiples here. We all know 10 and 5. If I multiply 5 by 2, I'm going to get 10. So my common denominator is 10. Okay? Alright, so 5 times what gave me 10? Well, it was 2. What I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then 10 times what gave me 10? Well, that was just 1. So 9 times 1 is 9. Okay? So I'm subtracting. So I'm going to say 9 minus 8 is 1. I'm going to go across here. It's 1. And my denominator never changes in addition and subtraction. So it's 1/10 because we're doing subtraction. Now I have 70 minus 45. No regrouping. I was concerned that we might need to, but we don't.
Well, there is regrouping in the whole numbers.
Yeah, but not with the fractions.
You just scared me when you said, I was like, wait a minute, how's there no regrouping?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So we cannot take 5 out of 0. So I'm going to have to borrow from the 70. So it's going to be 60 right there. And I'm going to need to make this 10 ones. Okay? So now 10 minus 5 is 5. and 6 minus 4 is 2. So my answer for number 9 is 25 and 1/10. Okay? So we can come down there and write it in 25 1/10. Okay? Is that looking good for you, Mr. Schmidt?
Looks good.
All right.
Looks like we're finished.
Yes, we are done with day 9.
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope that was easy.
And what was your little girl's name that sent you a message about the test?
Callista.
Callista, we're making a test just for you. I'm just kidding, Callista.
Yeah, Callista just lives down the street.
Yeah.
She'll come get you, Mr.
No,
Schmidt.
she won't.
Yes, she will. All right, baby. You guys have a great day and take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Be good.